with Jesse now in the memory care community. It's called Connections. This is brand new opening tomorrow. We are so excited for you guys.
We're really excited too about this. This is something we've been waiting for a really long time.
I want to know the story behind it. So did you feel like there was a need that you guys weren't filling, and so in turn, here's the memory care?
Yeah, exactly. Over the last few years, we got really tired of losing residents when they needed us the most. We had residents that we had to move out because they started getting dementia or Alzheimer's. And there's nothing worse than falling in love with these residents, having them become part of your family, and then they need you and having to move them out because they had Alzheimer's. And so we decided to do something about it. So we took one of our wings of our assisted living. We took 15 apartments and converted them to 13 memory care apartments.
I love this because I think we've all had family members who have struggled with dementia and Alzheimer's, and it is one of the hardest things that you can go through because you want to come and see this relative, but it really is, it's quite painful. But you guys make it that we're really able to connect with our relatives again. Tell us a little bit about the services that you guys have.
Yeah, it's why we call it Connections. I think one of the things that's really hard about dementia and Alzheimer's is that people try to pull their loved ones out of the disease. And what we try to do here at Cedarwood is we want to connect where they're at. And so everything that we do is to connect with them where they're at. And so in all of our training and all of the things that we've worked with our staff, it's about finding those tender mercies or those things that where they're in that moment and connecting with them. And not just them, but with their families. And so we do a lot of educating with the families. We want to help educate how do you communicate with your mom or your dad or your sister, your brother, or your spouse. So, I know when we went through it with my grandma, we didn't know how to handle it. We didn't know what to say. When all of a sudden grandma would ask us a question over and over and over again, we gave her the answer, but we didn't know that that wasn't the best thing to do. We just did what we thought was right, and we learned that that wasn't the best thing to do. So we had to learn the techniques. Unfortunately, we did it the wrong way, and that's kind of why I got in the industry, is to learn how to do it the right way.
Well, and that's why you've created the memory baskets. This is one of my favorite things that you do because everything is special in here to that person.
Yeah, so this is our memory basket. So every resident that moves in, we work with the families to come up with a basket that helps us connect with them. And the idea behind that is that we want, when a grandkid comes to the community to visit grandma, and sometimes there's that scary visit, right? Like, what do I say? What do I do? What if they don't remember me? Right. So we wanted to create a basket the families will help us with that's all the things that they can connect with. So when grandson Bobby walks in, we can say, hey, Bobby, what do you want to do with grandma today? So in the basket, you can have a photo album. So it's like, do you want to look at the photos with your grandma today? Do you want to do watercoloring, with grandpa today? Do you want to, knit with grandma today? It's all about things that they want to do to connect with them in those moments. It's not what we created, but the family. Plus, it connects the family to them. It gets them very involved in them living here and not just dropping them off and then us caring for them, but it gives them something to do with them while they're here.
This is so powerful too, not only for that connection, but for their actual memories. You talked a lot about, you try to have these crafts or activities and things instead of having all this screen time, which would be so easy to just, have TVs everywhere and sit down. Talk about why you have that mission to kind of keep them more involved in this capacity.
Yeah, we decided early on that we kind of wanted to be an anti-TV memory care. When somebody passes, all you have is your memories. And so what we wanted to do is create something that created memories. And so we don't want to have our residents here just sitting in front of a TV. What does that do for them? What kind of lifestyle does that give them? What way of living does that give for them? So we wanted to create memories for them. And maybe those memories are different than what those family members thought life would be like. But those memories that we want to have is, we want Bobby to be like, I remember going to that community with grandma and knitting with her. I never knew how to knit, but we learned how to knit. Those are memories that they'll remember for the rest of their life. They may not be the ones that they expected, but at least they're memories that they'll have of grandma, good memories.
Well, and you guys have so many options here for residents: studios, friendship apartments.
Yep, so in our 13 apartments that we have 2 what we call friendship suites that are kind of a semi-private apartment, but they're 2 separate bedrooms that they share a bathroom. We also have 2 one-bedroom apartments, and the rest are studios. So it's a very spacious community, but there's even opportunities for people to have a semi-private or a friendship suite.
Can you fit 3 people in,
We're
in
signing
one of
up.
those friendship suites?
Okay, and since I'm the one that always asks about the food, I'm going to ask about it again. Is it from the same kitchen here? Are they getting the same options?
Yep, same options, but in memory care, it's a little bit different. So over here in our connections, it's all fresh, but what we do is we serve up the food, we bring it out to the residents, and they can actually visually see what they're going to be eating for the day. So it's all plated, and they can visually see the 2 items for the day, which helps them decide what they want to eat for that meal, which again is very unique for memory care.
It sounds like every single part of this has had a lot of thought, obviously, put into it. Again, this opens tomorrow here. This is really exciting for your residents. And then can you walk us one more time through the different services you offer, the different stages of housing and living?
Yeah, I love that you said there's a lot of thought. And honestly, when I got in this industry 10 years ago, it was all about my grandma and the way that I wished we would have had the experience with my grandma. And so everything we think about as a community is how would we want it to be done for our grandparents and our loved ones. And so in our community now, we've kind of completed the cycle. We have independent living, assisted living, and now memory care. And so we can offer that age in place. When somebody moves in, they don't have to leave. We can care for them throughout, no matter what stage of life they have, or no matter what challenges they have, we can care for them. And that's something we've been looking forward to since we bought this community, and we are so excited to kind of finish off what we've been waiting for.
I feel like we've been saying family, 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 but
love
that's
it.
truly what you feel like when you're here. And now you're able to keep the family together because everybody becomes friends. And I can't think of a worse thing than having to separate all these great connections that people have made.
Yeah, we hug a lot. We
I
say
love
I
it.
love you a lot.
We've noticed. We love it too.
We say family a lot, and we don't just say it, we mean it. And it's staff, we're not perfect by any stretch, but that's the best part about a family is, one of my favorite things throughout the week is I do something called Chat with Jesse. And all the residents can come
We're
and we
doing it
just
right now.
talk. There we go. And we just talk about what's going well, what we can improve on. We do a lot of laughing, we do a lot of crying. It's a way that we communicate, because that's what families do, is if there's something we can improve on, we talk about it. And we don't claim to be perfect, but we strive for it, we work for it, and that's what families work on.
Well, we know we're signing
Incredible.
up here already. We're getting on the list. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for being here, we appreciate it.
We'll be right back.